Here we go, we got Bill here. All right, Bill? The main sprayer man from Crawford's. Wrong, yeah, you have. You got your top. It's all right, you're still promoting the GPS, aren't you? Just maybe not Crawford's. That's it, pull your jeans up. Wipe your dust down, Bill. I've got to change. Blimey, have you been picking these up all that time? What, you giving them to Amelia? Little late birthday present for her. They can practice smoking then, the kids, when they're at home then, not after school.
Clay pipes, hundreds and hundreds of years old.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
They do look like cigarettes though, don't they? Huh?
You're not allowed to mention that word.
Bill's racking a bill up. Oh look, you've got your Crawford's jacket on now. Look, some boy.
Here we go.
Never seen an ironing board by the looks of it. Anyway,
Yeah.
well,
No, your one's broken.
nice and scrumpled up. Morning, 20th of March, Thursday. Cracking on with beet drilling. Different setup today. So all the beet was finished drilled at Burwell last weekend on Saturday, and this week we've been cracking on with heavy land beet drilling. So we've got Robert Black in from Colchester. He lifts our beet, and he's got two 9-metre Caverneland beet drills. These ones don't put fertiliser on, they're just seed. So what we've done beforehand is we've put the fertiliser on, spread it on when after we sprayed off, and then we've power harrowed it into the seed bed. So this drill's slightly different. It's a lighter weight. He's on dual wheels as well because we're on heavy land, which is great because as you can see here, these are his wheel marks, these two, and then the coulter is in the middle. So it just means you're not drilling into any wheelings or any compaction. So if we have a look and also it's a slightly different as well. It's got a Suffolk coulter rather than a disc. But if your seed bed's correct, you don't need a disc. So, but it's got what they call an opening disc, which cuts the slot for the Suffolk coulter to go in. So if we have a dig down here, see if we can find the seed. This is not my forte here. I'm not particularly good at this, finding the seed, as we experienced from the last video. There it is, look, there's one, packed in the moisture there, tightly. We got one there, so we should have one about here somewhere. Yep, there's the next one, just in there, look. And that's packed into the moisture, lovely. Look at that, the spacing's correct, about 6 inches apart. So, and we're drilling this at 130,000 seeds a hectare on the headlands, and 125,000 in the middle, because it'll be early lifted. You tend to have a few more. You want a few more plants to gain the yield, because it's lifted early. They don't grow to their full potential because this heavy land, we don't want to run the risk of not getting a wheat in behind. So yeah, but no, this is doing a cracking job. So what we did was, as you'll see on the video, Mitch has been on the power harrow on the 6-metre Lemkin power harrow, and he has just been literally touching the top of this seed bed. So he's only been in sort of 2 inches, which is basically just breaking up all this lovely tilth, all this crumb. And then what it's done is we haven't brought any of this like wet pug up from underneath. So you can see here, you don't really want that on the surface. You know, it's quite play-doughy down there. But what we are doing is we're putting the seed into it, which means that the seed will actually germinate and grow from there. And like I said at the weekend, the weather forecasters have actually got it right. It's warmed up. Yesterday was about 16 degrees, and I think today is going to be 17 degrees. So yeah, it's ideal conditions really. We haven't had seed beds like this for God knows how many years now, because especially the last 2 springs where it just keeps raining. Here's Dad. He's just going to finish off fert spreading. He's just going off to finish fert spreading with the Amazon up the road on the last 50 acres. And Mitch will power harrow that in this afternoon. Basically, because the temperatures have got a bit high and we're putting urea on, and it's urea sulphur blend what we're putting on. So the reason we're not banging it on straight in front, we want the power harrow straight behind, is because when you get to temperatures like this, you can suffer a bit from volatilisation. So we're just doing it literally in front of the power harrow because we got time. Normally, if we were really panicked, we'd have done it days ago, and it would have had to have sit there just with the current workload. But as you can see when he comes down here, so he's got a front box on, and that's got all the seed in. He's carrying enough seed there for 30 hectares in the front box, so we haven't got to come and run seed out to him or anything. He's got the dual row crops on front and back. He's running on RTK on an 8-to-8, and it's a nice setup. But as you'll see from the drill, as it comes past, you got these 2 depth wheels on the side, and then you've got the opening disc here, and then the Suffolk coulter behind, a little press wheel pushing the seed into the ground, and then a couple of covering discs, and then the press wheel at the back. So it's a very, very lightweight rig, and it's ideal for heavy beet land. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, you want a disc to put it in on heavy land, but you don't. If your seed bed's right, you don't need a disc coulter to go on to put it in the ground, as long as you've got enough tilth. And what we aim for, I'll show you over here with what we've done with the power harrow for his next run, is you need to be able to drag your foot through the ground like that, if you know what I mean. So that means that you've got enough tilth for that drill to cover the seed behind, which is ideal, and there's moisture underneath, so hopefully these beet get in and away. But we got Cameron's the operator today, Cameron Brace. He works for Robert. He did his first beet season for Robert last year, and Robert's just been training him up the last few days on the drill, how he wants the fields drilled to suit for the way they harvest them and everything. So Cameron's just having a quick lesson here now, getting the job right. We call him the middle king. Robert does the headlands for him and he drills the middle, so Cameron Brace, the middle king, some boy. So yeah, that's the crack anyway. So also the variety that is the same as at Burwell. It's BTS 1915, which is the top variety. So yeah, with it being, this will hopefully come out the ground in September sometime, depending on when the factory opens. We'll start lifting a few days beforehand, but it's the top British sugar variety, so you want that, because where we're not leaving them in the ground till October, November like we do at Burwell on the lighter ground, because this is heavy clay, we need to be getting them off to get a wheat in. You'd end up getting stuck on this land November time with a sugar beet harvest, and you do it no end of damage and compaction, and it'll take years to get over. So because we're struggling with like break crops now, you know, we're growing oilseed rape, and relatively successfully, to be fair. We haven't had any failures the last couple of years. We need another break crop, and it's decent that we can have sugar beet as a spring break crop as well, because we've had 3 kills of blackgrass on this now, so which has been ideal. So it's just all about trying to reduce the number of seeds, you know, blackgrass seeds in the ground, so going forward it's farmable, because nobody is bringing any new chemicals to the market to help control the blackgrass. So it's just decent, and this is the first time we've actually grown sugar beet on this farm. So it's a bit of a trial as well, really, and we've got 200 acres going in, so we've not gone at it light-hearted, if you know what I mean. We're chucking everything at it, so yeah. But what a lovely day, not a cloud in the sky. I mean, when you talk of UV light and everything, I mean, you know, the crops last year, winter crops, they didn't have any of this sun really, so it's ideal. It's ideal. Hopefully these crops will be motoring now. We've been putting on some more nitrogen this week, so we've taken the wheats now up to 150 kilos with bag fertiliser and some sulphur as well, and we're just praying, fingers crossed, that we have some rain at the weekend. So yeah, and which they're forecasting anywhere from 5 to 12 mil. If we have 5 mil, it'll be ideal. So we're just discussing here, Robert's just said to me, because we got some extra seed, should we drill at 1.3 units a hectare, which is 130,000, is that right?
130,000 seeds a hectare, yeah.
Across the whole field, because it's being lifted early. And what's the advantage, Robert, to drilling a bit higher seed rate?
Well, I think you've got such good conditions, and you know they've got really good nutrients under it. It's not had beet on it for over 40 years.
50, yeah.
50 years, yeah, so it's got everything going for it. It'll definitely, you'll reap the benefits of that.
So you reckon they'll still have enough room to grow to a decent sized beet, even though the spacings will be slightly closer? Yeah.
If we were on, you know, probably light sandy stuff, then you know wouldn't have enough go under it.
Enough oomph in the ground, sort of thing.
These will hold up all summer in the the heat of the
that's
tropical.
fine. Yeah, happy days. So we were just talking about your tractor earlier. What sort of diesel usage do you get, like drilling beet? What do you sort of use a hectare or an hour? Do you ever?
You'd be kind of 10
do.
litres an hour or something like that, wouldn't
Is
it?
that
So,
really? Yeah. It's good, isn't
it's
it?
just on tick over.
Yeah, lovely.
So we're 12,
We were just saying it's a
RPM.
Oh right, yeah, and we were just saying it's a hell of a setup with those dual wheels. You know, they're great, aren't they? Have you had them for very long, dual wheels, as on your drilling rigs?
The dual wheel setup is all I've run for the last 15 years.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we've kind of, it's proven itself lots of times in, you know, wet clay soil conditions.
Yeah.
Where you're not damaging or compacting the area where you're planting. So
yeah, because that's what we were just saying. Like, if we could, here's a wheel in here, look. We were just saying, like, Cameron's wheel has gone either side, you know, and then he's drilled in the middle, hasn't he? So you've got no compaction where that row is, which is ideal, isn't it?
You've got about 6 inches or more just undisturbed ground completely. So the tilth remains in the same place.
Yeah.
And so it's there for the covering disc behind the coulter, just to put that tilth back on, rather than have to kind of punch it through something that's been compressed by a big 900 tyre, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You may have to set up one coulter differently. Can you do that? If you had a 900 tyre, so you might have to have more pressure on it to cut into the wheeling.
Absolutely, and you know, maybe a heavier weight drill, some of the, you know, the different drills available, the combination drills of maze options as well, you could do that. So.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a luxury to have duals, and obviously you're a bit wider as well, but yeah, it's kind of proven to us. And
well, no, it works well. We've seen, you know, you drilled all our beet on heavy land last year, and we was just explaining, if you get the seed bed right, you don't actually need a disc coulter to cut it in the ground, do you? If you've got your land preparation right.
If the spring's with you and that, so.
Yeah, and the right cultivations are carried out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Robert also does, he will also do some, you do work for British Sugar, don't you, direct, where they rent land, and then you do like the cultivation prep in front of your drills as well, don't you?
We'll do the secondary cultivations in front of the drills.
Yeah. And what do you run for that?
So that's Farmet compactor mat.
Oh yeah.
It consists of levelling boards, compacting rollers, 2 rows of A shear kind of points, and then you know, 2 more levelling systems after that. So.
Yes. Fair enough. Happy days. Right, shall we walk down here then? Blimey, have you been picking these up all that time? What, are you giving them to Amelia? Little late birthday present for her. They can practice smoking then, the kids, when they're at home then, not after school.
Clay pipe. It's hundreds and hundreds of years old.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
They do look like cigarettes though, don't they? Huh?
You're not allowed to mention that word.
Yeah. So why does it twist like that, pivot like that to fold up?
So it can stack itself all completely kind of horizontal.
Yeah.
So the left-hand wing is telescopic.
Yes.
So that will now come back in. It's all controlled on kind of potentiometers, so it knows exactly where it is at any point.
Yeah.
So it can't crash itself together. So it's...
I've just noticed those pipes on there, they're just literally covering, you know, protecting your hydraulic pipes, aren't they? Yeah. So what?
This drill was brand new drill, 2018.
Was it?
So run 3.
It's in bloody good nick, isn't it?
3 monopils the same.
Oh, you got 3 Caverlan monopils. Ah, right. I said you had 2, so you got 3. Fair enough.
Well, we did have John used to hire one, you see.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And then he's now bought his own drill, so we've got one as a spare drill pack up if we need it. So.
Am I right in saying that? So this is the opening disc.
That's it. Yeah.
Opening disc. Then you've got tungsten tip, like sort of Suffolk drag coulter type thing. Is it? Is that what they call it? Like a Suffolk coulter.
Yeah. So these are your depth wheels. So you set your depth on here, which carry your coulter to depth really, where you're setting all your height on there. And you've got your little press wheel to stop any seed bounce directly behind the coulter. And then these are your covering discs that are covering over the top. So.
Yeah.
And these are adjustable spring pressure on those.
Yeah, just to firm it up behind.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, ideal. Right. So last here we go. We got Bill here. All right, Bill, the main sprayer man from Crawford's. Wrong. Yeah, you have. You got your top. It's all right. You're still promoting the GPS, aren't you? Just maybe not Crawford's. That's it. Pull your jeans up. Wipe your dust down, Bill. Got change. So yeah, I was last field spraying off last night. Just finished the field. Come back round to the gateway, and the boom wouldn't go up and down. So Bill's kindly come out today from Super Crawford's, and just to try and find out. It's a wiring problem somewhere, just come up with a lot of faults. So it's basically a case of tracing the wires. It keeps blowing the fuse, which is annoying, because we think it's going to rain this weekend, hopefully, and we've got the preamps to do on the sugar beet. So it's just rather frustrating, but luckily it's dry enough. Bill's managed to get the big Crawford's van in the field. So, Bill, how long have you been working for Crawford's now? How many years are you into now?
Almost 20.
20 years, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bill's been working, you started off at South Woodham when they had the little dealership down there, and then as they've grown, you've now moved to Writtle, haven't you?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing sprayers?
Oh, I'd say good 25, 30 years maybe.
Have you really? Yeah.
Various different makes.
So you've been doing the Rogators since they were first produced then?
Yeah, 2011, yeah.
2011, right. So you've seen them come through. Because this is the, am I right in saying this one I've got here, the 655D, this was one of the last ones before they changed to Fendt colours, is that right?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of the only ones with individual nozzle shut-off as well on this model, isn't it? You know, before they went Fendt colours, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's a fairly high-spec machine, isn't she? Because it had a previous life at AWT, didn't it, before?
Yeah. And then we had to put like an upgrade ECU on it with different hardware, hence you've got individual nozzle switches.
Yeah. No, it's a great job.
Yeah.
How hard is it going to be to find this broken wire then, do you reckon?
Well, difficult. I'm trying to narrow it down to a certain area.
Oh, you're trying to, or you have?
I'm trying to.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's the trouble with wiring, isn't it? When it's all wiring looms, it could be anywhere, couldn't it?
It could be.
Have you ever had this before?
Oh, I have, but the area I went to first was proved me wrong.
Oh, so from past experience, you went to a certain place on the sprayer and...
I did.
Ah, okay. Well, that's life, isn't it?
Yeah. That's part of the fun, I guess. Isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Shame it's not under warranty because the bill's racking up. Bill's racking a bill up. Oh, look, you've got your Crawford's jacket on now. Look, some boy.
Here we go.
Never seen an ironing board by the looks of it. Anyway,
Yeah.
well,
No, your one's great.
nice and scrumpled up.
Yeah.
You getting your new lighter out for the YouTube channel?
No, not yet.
Your new one you found in Harrods the other day? You like that, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Your little flamethrower.
Yeah.
No, all right. Well, we'll leave you to it then because obviously
Yeah.
you need to crack on probably because you've got other people to go to and
Yeah.
we need to crack on as well.
We'll get the bottom of it, don't worry.
All right, mate. No worries. See you in a bit. Thank you. So yeah, hopefully Bill will sort the sprayer problem out today. Whether we've got to have a part in overnight or something, we'll see what happens. So yeah, this is the last 50 acres that we're drilling beet on heavy land. As you can see, the frost has done a wonderful job. You just literally brush your foot over it and falls to pieces. And then there's bundles of moisture inside, and that's what we're trying to put the seed in. So Dad's just up there putting the urea and sulphur blend on. So he's putting 150 kilos a hectare of product on, which is providing 60 kilos of nitrogen in the seed bed, along with 20 kilos of sulphur as well, which will be in the bed. So as you can see here, these are the granules, the little fertiliser granules. So that'll get all mixed into the soil when Mitch power harrows it this afternoon. And then that'll be in there ready for the sugar beet. As soon as they get a root and start growing, there'll be sufficient plant food for them. So that spreader up there, we had new from Crawford's last year. It's a 4200 ZATS with section control. It's also got a wind kit sensor on it, which is the mast that comes up in the air between the tractor cab and the spreader. And what it does as you're going along, if it detects a side wind or whatever, it will slow the disc up that's going with the wind and speed the disc up that's going into the wind to ensure of an even spread pattern. And to be fair, it's been fantastic. We trade test it ourselves. We've got mats that come with the spreader. Every different product we do, we trade test it ourselves. And it to be fair, over the years we've had KRM, Caverneland spreaders, and this Amazon in all fairness, is the best spreader we've ever had, to be fair. It's got weigh cells on it and as well. I mean, last week, I think Dad spread in a couple of days, he spread 140 some odd ton. And I think for the area, it was 50 kilos out. So in terms of accuracy, it's amazing, really. That came through Crawford's, that was supplied through Crawford's, that Fert spreader as well. And the other thing is, compared to our older spreaders, this one is, the discs are hydraulically powered. So you've got no PTO, so you don't have to rev the tractor up. So literally the tractor's just using the revs it needs for the forward speed of the tractor. So we're also saving some fuel on that as well, because you're not having to rev a PTO up flat out. So yeah. So the previous crop here was winter wheat. We came in behind, once we'd baled the straw, we came in behind, we Terranoed it, and then we subsoiled it. Then we left it like that. I sprayed it off in the middle end of October, the first flush of black grass and any volunteer wheat. Then on the frost in January, I re-Terranoed it just to level it up, and it's done a fantastic job, because where we've had so much rain, normally what you find is the ground gets consolidated too much. The rain just compacts it and pushes it back down. So in January, we livened it back up with the 12-metre Terrano FM on the quaddy, and it's done a fantastic job, as you can see. Like, for heavy land, that's ideal. Like, there's bundles and bundles of tilth. And also we levelled it up so to try, because this time of year, if you don't get any rain, what can happen is if you've got too many troughs and hollows, is you'll fill them up with dry soil, and then the seed won't germinate and won't establish. So the reason we did that was to level it up. And like you say, like now, we got not really any troughs and hollows, and there's bundles and bundles of moisture there. So that was sort of ideal, really. It was something we tried, and it's paid off at the moment. So we'll just see what the beet come up like in a few weeks' time. That'll be the true test. So here's Mitch with the 942 and 6 metre Lemkin power harrow. We've obviously taken the drill off the back to carry this operation out. Yeah. So as you can see, Mitch is cracking on here, just incorporating in the fertiliser that was spread this morning. Ready for, this will be drilled with Beet tomorrow, I should imagine. Lovely day. Some of these lumps here will just haze off a bit, and then you've got some lovely, like, tilthy crumb there as well, frost moulds as we call them. The frost has done a hell of a job. So that 942 was one of the new tractors we had in the summer. I think it's done about 1,200 or 1,300 hours now, and it came in July. As I say, that Lemkin power harrow, we use that for the drill as well in the autumn. But it does a great job. So basically, it's just got a series of tines, rotating tines in the front, then a levelling board behind which you can set the height, which carries dirt with it and levels off the seed bed behind, and then just the roller just to firm it back down again, try and help preserve as much moisture as possible. So as you can see, Mitch is doing it at a slight angle to the tram lines, so the drill will go with the tram lines. It's always good to do cultivations at a slight angle because it helps keep the fields level. You're dragging soil from place to place. If you go the same way all the time, you end up with ridged and ribby fields if you're not careful, because all these cultivators chuck soil about in different places, and if you do it at angles, you can level the job up quite nicely, which then helps with boom control on your sprayers when going through, getting the optimum boom height for fungicides and herbicide sprays, like, you know, to make sure you're hitting the right target. So no, it's all going well at the moment, touch wood. Just hopefully, you know, if we get a bit of rain at the weekend to help activate the preems, if Bill manages to sort the sprayer, then it'll all be happy days. Yeah, thank you everybody as well for the recent people that have subscribed. We're nearly at 4,000 subscribers now. So if you haven't subscribed and you are viewing, then please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything to do it. So if you could subscribe, we'd muchly appreciate it. And we'll try and keep keep filming some good content for you if we can, as the weeks go on. So yeah, hopefully you're all enjoying it, and thanks very much. See you next week.